Home prices are not dropping by 6%. Buyer's agents aren't going away. Stop listening to the clickbait on TV. Hi, this is Amy Cuny with ARK Real Estate, and I'm coming to you from the 2024 National Association of Realtors legislative meetings in Washington, D.C. Everybody is talking about the NAR, National Association of Realtors, and Department of Justice, DOJ's settlement. This is what we know today, May 8, 2024. And I'm going to break it down, and hopefully it'll be in a way that is easy to understand and simple. First and foremost, the changes that we're making in the real estate world start August 17, 2024. However, brokerages and realtors are encouraged to start transitioning into these changes so they won't be behind the 8 ball. Here at my brokerage, at ARK Real Estate, I'm committed to providing the best service I can for my buyers and for my sellers, so I'm starting to pivot and make these changes so I will be ahead of the curve. So the first change is the compensation for the buying brokerage will no longer be displayed in our MLS. So that is a multiple listing service. And this means that field just completely goes away August 17, 2024. So there'll be no compensation field whatsoever. So secondly, prior to opening a home, and buyers need to listen to this, the agent will be required to have a written agreement with the buyer prior to opening that door. This means before a buyer gets to see a home, they're going to have to go over the services with that realtor and decide what services they want from that realtor. Also, some of the things they'll negotiate will include compensation, how the buying brokerage will be compensated, and there will be some other terms. At that point, the selling agent will schedule and show homes, and obviously the buyers will get to see them. Now, when you find the perfect home and you're ready to make an offer, the selling agent and the buyer will work together to create an offer. So let's talk about the broker's compensation and how this affects negotiations and the purchase agreement. There are several ways the buyer can approach it on the compensation end. First, the buyer can negotiate with the seller to pay the buying brokerage's compensation in full. Second, the buyer can negotiate some or part of the compensation for the buying brokerage, which means the seller would pay some of the buying brokerage's compensation and then the seller would pay the difference. Another negotiation option is that a buyer can pay for the entire buying brokerage's compensation. So there's several options, and I'm sure as we go along, we'll start developing other things. It's negotiations, like always. That's what real estate is. Now, a side note for those people that are in Alabama buying property, the agents in our state are required to go over a form that is called RECAD. And this form explains the services and what we offer: transaction brokerage, agency, limited consensual dual agency, and sub-agency. So the buyer, we go over that already, and they sign that form acknowledging that we've told them about the services. We've been working with this form for as long as I can remember, definitely since I started real estate. And the buyer chooses what way what service they're going to use with that realtor. So at that point, I've been using either a buyer's agency agreement with my buyer or a transaction brokerage agreement. Now, I'm not going to go in too much depth about the different services that we offer. I'll do that in another video, but I did want to mention that for those folks who are in Alabama. So as a buyer, though, in Alabama, I want to remind you, you're going to still see the RECAD form that we do, but you're also going to have another form that must be signed before we open the door. That is that transaction brokerage agreement, a buyer agreement, some sort of buyer agreement regarding services, compensation, and any other terms. At my brokerage, we're also going to obtain a driver's license. We will do all of this at the buyer's consultation, either in person or we will do it electronically and via Zoom or FaceTime. Now, there will be a transition period for all realtors, for all buyers, and all sellers. That's just the way with any change. But I want to remind you, prices are not dropping. As a matter of fact, in Baldwin County in April, they went up 2%, even with all this news going on. Buyers agents aren't going away. I hope this has helped clarify what's going on in the real estate world. It's kind of shaken up how we do things, but we pivot. We're realtors. We know what we're doing. Everything will be fine. I don't want anyone to be concerned or worried about it. Maybe you're not. But if you have any questions or just curious about what's going on, feel free to call me at 251-709-4331. I'm happy to discuss this with you. And as always, I'm here to help you get into your dream home and on to enjoying the next chapter in your life.